Soul Garden.
Hello, my soul analysts, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host to the universe, Christopher Witecki. And because I just spent the last 4 weeks recuperating and in a hospital for 2, I am shooting outside now. I am tired of being cooped up in a studio, have a new appreciation for life. I also have a new appreciation for our viewers. Thank you so much to those who sent Facebook messages, who went into prayer circles, remote healing. Like, it was ridiculous how much energy was coming in my room the entire time, and I recovered in incredible time. I mean, the doctors couldn't believe it. It made me feel pretty special, so thank you very much. I very much appreciate you, as much as you obviously appreciate me. Isn't that special? Really is. Now, that said, we've had a lot going on. Oh my goddess, the sun is wrapping up a vicious Gemini cycle. For the last 30 days, you've been actually working on career and legacy direction, and this is going to be something you might feel like you're on top of, but I got bad news for you. We are just getting started. I have the Act 3 videos coming out here shortly, and I'm going to be talking about how the next year is really about Virgos expanding how they make decisions, which moves into what your career and legacy potentials are. And really, in the last 30, the universe was just wetting the pavement, getting things ready for a year of growth. As we start on Wednesday, we're at 29 degrees, Gemini. That is the tested degree. So this is a day where emotions might take you too far, where you emotionally start to doubt this new direction, doubt your recent decisions, take yourself back to the old feelings you felt 4 weeks ago. Don't let the devil tempt you like that. Just take how you want to feel and get moving in that direction. That'll be what I'll be sending out in Witecki to those watched over in GA. Wednesday's about get your passion moving. Now, like I said, when it comes to career legacy, the only and most important question you should be asking yourself is if your decisions are all reflective of loving yourself. And I'll talk more about that in the Act 3s. But if your career is not a direction of loving yourself, you're heading down the wrong path, Bugs Bunny. Now, on Thursday, we're at 0 degrees. 0 means 0. We're in the no man's land between two states of awareness. Virgos are shifting now from career legacy to your context consciousness. This is the part of your soul that always figures out exactly who you are in the room, who's powerful in the room, who's powerful in the world, who are you in the world, what is your social status, your reputation. It's really the part of the soul that addresses context. So the part of you that goes, I'm the last born in the family, that's a context. But I'm the best in the office, that's a context. But I'm always, always a bridesmaid, never a bride, context. Okay? And for you, emotional context indeed. Virgos are quite emotional when it comes to how they interact with the world. In fact, really, their official public persona or their context in the world are pretty much based on their emotions. So if you feel like a piece of shit, pardon the French, then you will context yourself that way. Other souls can feel like a piece, but go out there and play it like everything's good. Virgos can't do that. If they feel like crap, they feel that they are. So getting on top of your feelings is getting on top of your world perception. And the next 30 days, I'll be working with you in depth to help you with your emotional state of awareness, because there are tips and tricks to the trade of being human emotionally, and then looking at your context consciousness strategies, where you want to be in society, where you feel like you belong. And if you've taken boot camp with me, you know it always goes from I love to I belong when it comes to manifestation. So belong is very important when it comes to where things come from. So on Thursday, we're in a cloudy kind of perspective, and you were uber cloudy as the day progresses, depending on where you are in the world. The moon does move into Leo, setting up there into Friday, which means emotions start to go underground and start to trigger subconscious issues. Then we move to Friday, where the moon definitely is now in Leo, and so emotions will be subconscious on Friday. So Friday is an offline day, I'm afraid, for most of the Virgos. You won't be feeling too great. You will be really hyper clear suddenly on what people think of you. So God starts giving out truths to what you've done so far. The real question for Virgos on Friday is forget what the world thinks. Are you loving yourself when you step out into the world? Because if you're not, no one's seeing truth. And most people who want to be famous or whatnot are actually running after the world loving them so they will have enough reason to love themselves, especially Virgos. Virgos get super codependent on the world loving them so that they can love themselves. If you walk out of the house loving yourself, you are free to experience the world as it actually is. If not, you are codependent, chained up, Virgo nurse. Oh my God, I had so many nurses that were Virgos in the hospital. It's a whole nother story, but it was really funny. And I did some great soul work with those Virgos. Tough nurses, man. Talk about a book. So well, that's a whole other story. But the point is are you loving yourself? And that's the question on Friday. On Saturday, things click actually into a nice gear. That's because Venus finally goes direct. Venus was retrograde the entire time I was off the air. Venus retrograde was forcing Virgos to find inside of them what it is that you wanted to be when you grew up, to find the path to you loving to be, I really want to be a doctor, or finding the love path to where you see your legacy in the world. Not because it gives you power, not because it brings you money, not because any of that, because it brings you joy. So the universe was, really hammering on the Virgos as I was talking to them as I came back online about what to do or what to be when they grew up. Something was a pressing thing, and because there was no data in the world to point you in the right direction, a lot of Virgos had a hard time with this. Well, Venus direct as of Saturday means, boom, whatever work you did to find that part of yourself in the retrograde, you'll begin to see the world reflect it. For those of you who whined and cried the entire time, you'll still be lost. But don't worry, Jupiter's there. It's going to force you to grow up in this area. So, that's where my coy attitude comes from. Now, on Sunday, things actually perk up a bit more. Jupiter rules the day, so Sunday's a real day of starting to explore what exactly do you want your context to be? Or why exactly, or how did you end up being the dumb one in the office? How did that happen? So using the Jupiter energy to explore. Jupiter is the explorer energy, exploring your social reputation. Maybe you're finding out for the first time what people think, and it's not what you had projected or intended to project. Or maybe you are finding where you play games with yourself. A lot of Virgos are in all this emotional game about how to pose in public, right? And you've just got this storm going on inside of you looking all perfect, which, by the way, anyone psychic like myself is just like, whatever, because we can see the storms. Don't think you're fooling anyone. Only the young kindergartners get fooled by that stuff. But the point is the lesson is how you are relating to yourself emotionally, once again, not necessarily where you are in public. Okay, so Sunday's a real day of exploring that, and the moon is deep in Leo, so you're putting it together with childhood, you're putting it together with dreams you've had, you're putting it together with past life memories, if those of you who've gone and done that much work. There's a lot of subconscious stirring that's adding to this whole public persona. So whatever you're dealing with the public or a particular friendship, keep in mind you're going through past life subconscious trends most of the weekend, so you're adding a lot of baggage to anything in your reality. Don't worry though, by the end of Sunday, around sunset, the moon starts to move into Virgo, so Virgos will start to come back online Sunday night, and I'll be ready for work on Monday. All right, that's all I got for you now, Soul Healer. Thank you so much for your soul support, and I intend to see you on Monday. Until then, live, love, be.